Well, here I am again in the 2018 Honda Accord Sport 2.0 6-speed. Just had to get some more driving footage, both for YouTube and for myself. So here we go. Yeah, just maneuvering around in the parking lot here. The turning circle seems fairly tight, and it's interesting. It seems like it's only, I don't know, 2.5 quarter turns from lock to lock, if that. That might also be why the steering ratio feels so quick and precise. Jump on a main road here. This thing really just encourages you to drive it like you stole it sometimes. I think all turbos are like that to some degree. Woo! We finally have some above freezing temperatures here, which is really welcome, but they're still a little bit wet, as you can tell. So even in third gear though, it's still possible to shred the tires off when the boost kicks in. Yeah, this car really has excellent steering. I would say the only car similar in terms of steering in this class of vehicle would be the Mazda 6. This is better than the Subaru Legacy, which I think is still pretty good, but this is even better. And I also recently discovered the road departure mitigation system as a part of the Honda Sensing package. It's this button right here that turns it on. So I'm not sure what the minimum speed is for the system to be active, but it should work here around 45 miles an hour. You can see these lanes show up, and when the dots get full, you can see the car is actively steering to keep us centered in our lane, which that's really neat. So again, this is just a really impressive vehicle. On Honda's website, it says something like, you know, this now has the European style fastback design, and it really seems like it. I mean, this is more, it feels more like a four-door coupe than it does a sedan. I mean, not completely, but I mean, this is a drastic departure from basically what the Accord sedan has always been, which in the past it's pretty much just been a conventional four-door sedan. It's never been trying to be something that it's not. But I do really think they executed it well. And the other thing I would mention is, if you were to blindfold me and put me inside the driver's seat of this car and take off the Honda badge, honestly, I don't think I would know what car I was in. I mean, my first guess, if I knew that this was, say, a car in the class that it was, I mean, I would think that this was maybe the next generation Mazda 6. Or if I didn't know anything, I mean, I would think that this is borderline Audi or something like that, because one kind of giveaway for that would be like these climate controls. And I just say that because little things, like when you turn the temperature down, you get a little blue ring around the temperature dials, and when you turn it back up, they light up red, which that's a nice little touch. And the buttons just all have this really tactile, satisfying click when you push the buttons and when you turn the knobs. It's really well done. And all right, let's see how the car eats up this back road. I'm going to turn road departure mitigation off because I'm driving. Actually, for that matter, I'll turn off lane keep assist and all the other Honda sensing. Oh, wow. As long as you have it in the right gear, this, as everybody says, I do think this 2-liter, at least initially, is a viable replacement for the V6. This is certainly plenty of power. And, you know, I'd also be curious to try out the 1.5-liter. This is the only version of the new Accord that I've driven, of the 10th gen Accord, the 2-liter with the manual. But really, I've heard good things about every single powertrain combination. One other thing I thought I should mention is the automatic transmission Accords give you 3 different drive modes. There's like a normal, there's a sport, and there's an econ mode. Now the manual does have the econ, but it doesn't have the sport button. So I'm not really sure if the car defaults to sport all the time, or if it just doesn't have a sport mode and defaults to normal. But it certainly has a very athletic driving dynamic for what it is. And this torque is just pulling us up this hill, but I don't want to hit this mail truck. Yeah, really impressive. The seats, for what this car is, feel they're comfortable and supportive, and I'm not sure if they're any different on the Sport than they are on the other Tourings, but the side bolstering does feel moderately aggressive, I would say. I mean, it holds you in place decently for spirited driving. I mean, probably not for track driving, but I don't think this is the kind of car that would go to the track, so that's totally appropriate. I'd also be curious to see how like an Accord EX or Touring rides, just because I'm noticing that the Sport at least has a slightly stiffer ride than most competitors or most other modern vehicles. Whoa. Okay, that sign fooled the traffic sign recognition. It said, the sign said speed limit 45 ends, meaning it's now 55. But the Honda sensing didn't register the ends part of it, so it still thinks the speed limit is 45. That's kind of funny. And I'll also show, this screen here is configurable. You can get it to show other trip information and your audio and things like the Honda sensing, like the cruise control, and here's the traffic sign recognition. But this is a stick shift. I want to see the tach all the time, so that's just where I leave it. little S-curve coming up here. It's still a little wet, so I'm going to be careful. This car has Goodyear Eagle Touring tires on it. They're all seasons. Traction control kicked in a little bit there. I'll have to double check when I get out, but I believe these are 235/40 R19 tires. It's interesting, I've been looking at the Accord Sport just on Auto Trader for new car real life listings, and most of them have these tires, but I've actually seen a couple Sport that have Michelin tires of some sort. So I don't know if it's a regional thing that determines which car gets which tires or what, but I've seen some with these Goodyears and some with the Michelin. So interesting note. I have played with the Econ mode a little bit, and it does pretty much what you would expect it to. Okay, does it do anything to the steering? Oops. I'm not really sure. I don't think so. It basically just reprograms the throttle. That's the only difference I'm noticing. Ooh, a little blow-off valve sound there. Now, I still am curious to drive the 10-speed automatic 2-liter Accord, just to see what it's like, because I would imagine, since it has 4 more forward gears, that it may be a little faster in a straight line, and I think it also does get better fuel economy. But again, save the manuals, there's just nothing like it. Show you the backup camera one last time. Not sure if I have yet. So when you put it in reverse, it brings up the backup camera, and it has 3 different views as noted right here. This is a top-down view, and these first 2 are actually pretty similar. There is a trajectory when you turn the steering wheel, so that's really neat. Not sure what this button does. Now, one last thing, no matter what gear you're in, if the brake hold feature is active and you're at a standstill, if you remove your seatbelt, it automatically sets the parking brake. So it's just one little thing that saves you. You don't have to flip the switch, and then you can just forget about it and shut off the car and get out. Alrighty, one last look at the exterior.